Alrighty, so what's up boys, welcome back to another video. So in today's video we're going to be reacting to a video from Amala. I don't know how to say her last name, to be honest with you guys. But basically, this is basically a bunch of celebrity reactions to the election and stuff like that, and a lot of their overreactions, and apparently they say some crazy stuff in here. I haven't seen the video, so obviously we're going to be reacting to it. I'll give my thoughts and stuff like that. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and sub. Here's our YouTube comment shout out. Let's go ahead and get into it.
The Kamala Harris campaign was really, it seems, best known for its celebrity endorsements, and now that she has lost the election, the celebrities are coming out in full force to tell you how they really feel.
She did have a
First
lot
up,
of
we have
celebrity
Cardi B.
endorsements, like
Cardi
a
B gave an interesting
ton of
endorsement. She
them.
got up on stage. She couldn't read the teleprompter. She didn't really know what was going on. She couldn't do an impromptu speech, so she had to wait till a phone was handed to her.
Yep.
She read her speech, and she said that Kamala
Which
Harris
is crazy.
she was going to fix the economy by going after price gouging. So that's why
it just kind of weird, because you would think that you would follow your own principles and not just something written down on a piece of paper. Maybe she's just nervous. But then again, she does like concerts and stuff like that, so I just straight up just don't think she knew what she was talking about. I don't know. That's just me. That's my opinion there. I don't know.
That's fun.
This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes. That's all I'm gonna say.
It's such a weird take. I can't take you seriously when you're fucking. You got a filter on. I don't know if she's serious or not, because you got a filter on. I don't know.
Getting hurricanes, as we all know, the
Helene
sort of hit the southeastern portion of the United States.
Yeah, it took a lot of people's lives and stuff. So
took in and won during this election, and Cardi B, hundreds of people died.
Yeah.
So is this really what we want to be talking about right now? This is why some of y'all states be getting hurricanes. If I remember correctly, there was people of all different backgrounds, all different ages, who had their houses completely
not just Republicans. Unfortunately, some of these celebrities are hella out of touch, boys.
Flash floods. They were attempting to save their neighbors without asking what their political affiliation was first. We had massive loss of just like wildlife, community loss, pillars of the community just completely taken out, community centers, schools, and in the wake of you losing a sudden like flash endorsement of Kamala Harris, to be honest, you say this is why certain states get hurricanes. Now, if you were thinking,
which is
Cardi
wild,
is not the person that I go for particularly intelligent takes, you're right in thinking that, and you can remain consistent in that opinion of her, because that seems to be her take about this election.
Yeah, and I mean, she didn't talk about climate change, which I guess is a more credible line of attack, but it seems like this is just, you're getting this out of some bad karma for supporting the wrong person who I deem to be immoral. But
and that's what's crazy. It's like people's opinions always have to be right or something. I don't know. It's just so crazy.
When Hurricane Katrina hit, I believe
it's fucked up. Like if her family was wiped out by the hurricane and somebody said that about her, she'd be pulling it up on social media and posting it, and her followers would be attacking them. Like, come on now, man.
And of course it was like
that's just ridiculous. She didn't wish that on other people.
Up in arms about,
and shouldn't be saying that about other people. Just absolutely ridiculous.
Cardi B pretty much saying the same thing, that because conservatives don't have people in certain states supported Donald Trump, that they're getting hurricanes as some sort of cosmic retribution for doing so. At least that's how I'm reading it. Interestingly, she also had tweeted earlier in the night, as the election seemed to be slipping away from Kamala, that they need a Hail Mary. So she seemed to be invoking some sort of divine help there, but is quick to distribute divine judgment to people who disagree with her politically, evidently.
Yeah, thanks, Cardi. Appreciate it.
No support, man.
We can move on from her. There's nothing really to be gained from her commentary on this. Billie Eilish shares new Instagram story following Donald Trump's win. It's a war on women.
That is a crazy take.
I think the only thing
that's crazy, because there are so many women who voted for Trump too. Like, come on, man. Like, I know that the main demographic that voted for Trump was young men, but there are also women who voted for Trump. I know women that voted for Trump. It is not a war on women. It is a war on your beliefs, I guess you could say, or your opinions, because it's not the person you voted for. The saying is a war on women is absolutely crazy. Ridiculous. Anyways,
it's a woman who lost, and that they think their repro rights are going to be just blown off into the wind, rather than states deciding where they stand on abortion. So if you qualify that as a war on women, I guess it's a war on women. Never mind the women that voted for Trump. in pretty large numbers in some demographics.
Yep, that's exactly what I just said,
over on
boys.
women.
Literally
Billie
exactly
Eilish
what I
doesn't
just
even
said.
understand the average life of an American woman. So I don't even know how she would qualify.
And that's the thing is, like, Billie Eilish got famous at a younger age, so she didn't really have to go through struggle of like a younger woman going into life and as like a non-super like celebrity status person. So it's kind of hard to, you know, feel empathy from them, you know.
She gave some of the most lackluster endorsements of Kamala Harris I've seen in quite some time, and in comparison to every other celebrity that she trotted out on stage at her rallies. We watched as her and Phineas took to TikTok to tell people to vote for Kamala with the straightest, most despairing faces you've ever seen in your
Let me see
entire
those
life.
clips. I wonder if she's gonna
was
show 'em.
particularly enthusiastic about a Kamala Harris presidency, and if she wasn't good at acting it out in her endorsement. So that's Billie Eilish. On the other hand, we have Jack
Okay, I guess
Antonoff.
not.
You'll know him as a singer-songwriter and producer. He works with the likes of Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey, Lorde. He's been all over the place. He's married to Margaret Qualley, who was just featured in The Substance. She's a really well-known actress. He states here, "To my people, we turn to each other at the best of times as we do at the worst times. Our community is alive because we lift and take care of each other. We are not moved by bullshit. When we're afraid, we lean on each other. Right now, we are going to do exactly that. We are going to be there for each other. Do not be cynical. Do not have the conversation alone in your head. Go be together. Be around those who do not assume the worst of you. Fight for the rights of oppressed people. Respect the earth and its creatures. Live with the most dignity, and remember that every tiny thing is carried on. As always, the ally coalition's work does not rest. As always, our people do not rest and know greater strength and joy than those who put others down." So it's very interesting that in one sentence he says, "Be around those who do not assume the worst of you." And then he goes on to assume the worst of every single person who voted for Donald Trump. Oh my gosh. It's so crazy. They accuse people of being racist, then they're racist in the accusation. They accuse people of being sexist, and then they say this is a war on women.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Women who voted for Donald Trump. They say go be around people who do not assume the worst.
But then again, the only
worst.
problem with this, I think, is that not all of them are agreeing with each other. People could agree on some things, and people could agree on other things, and they all don't have one single brain cell, obviously. So it's, you know, it kind of varies. So you can't lump them together as a group. But at the same time, I do get what she's saying, as in she's seeing the large majority of people who are posting on the internet, at least celebrities, are all pretty much collectively coming together and saying some of the same things. So
of everybody who doesn't agree with them, and Jack Antonoff is no exception to that. Soy. Okay, next, LeBron James. LeBron James says he'll have to protect his daughter with Donald Trump winning the election. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party have endorsed have no issues with men competing in women's sports and can't even define what a woman is. Yeah, I mean, we'd have to protect women far more if Kamala Harris was the president of the United States. I'm not sure exactly how he's going to have to protect his daughter.
What the fuck?
I'm assuming this is yet another abortion narrative, which we're hearing from celebrities everywhere. They're all concerned about their daughters getting pregnant and needing an abortion. Christina Applegate said this. Why? Give me your reasons why.
Look, man, if you don't want your daughter to make dumb mistakes, you gotta teach them. You gotta be a parent. If you want them to grow to, like, obviously there are circumstances where, you know, they are forced into those circumstances. But to say that you have to protect them more, like, dude, you should be protecting them as a parent already. If you are already teaching them to be a good person, to not do things that are young, dumb, and stupid, then they wouldn't do it in the first place. They wouldn't even want to do it in the first place. So I don't know. That's just what I think.
My child is sobbing because her right as a woman may be taken away. Why? And if you disagree, please unfollow me. 194,000 likes on his. Let me remind you, Christina Applegate's daughter is 13 years old.
So you're afraid that your 13-year-old daughter is going to get pregnant and need an abortion. Parent your child. Parent your child, man.
My daughter is sobbing because she's
Jesus
worried that her
Christ.
rights as a woman may be taken away. What have you been telling your 13-year-old daughter that is leading her to sob in the midst of gaining election
Yeah, that's
results?
not good, man.
13-year-olds should not be worrying about this stuff. I know that because I was 13 worrying about this stuff, and I should have never had that presented to
13
me,
years old,
especially
man.
not in this
Internet
way.
is such a poisoning
You
thing, man,
are not
for young
parenting your
kids.
child well enough. I'm going to go ahead and say it. You're supposed to protect your child from these sorts of feelings, given that it's not
What did I just
necessarily
say?
a worry that she
What did I
should
just
have
say?
as a
Literally,
13-year-old
you need to protect your child
And I'm
already.
pretty sure,
Not just I need to
given
protect
that the
them more.
majority of states
No, we
are
should
not
already be
really
protecting them,
rolling
man.
back
You're the parent.
their abortion standards, I'm pretty sure she's going to be fine if she were to need one. But what are you doing having
That's
your
like,
child...
that's ridiculous. That's like saying if Kamala won and the grocery prices, or you think the grocery prices are going to get higher, be like, oh my God, I gotta make sure my kids eat. Like, no, you already should be feeding them plenty. What the fuck are you talking about, man?
Hysteria on the other end of Trump
Stupid.
becoming president.
So stupid.
So unnecessary. And I say that as somebody who could have saved myself a lot of self-inflicted hurt and pain in 2016 when he was elected as president. Chill. Like, it's gonna be okay. And meanwhile, this is the list of people
That's just so crazy.
that will apparently be leaving the country
Okay.
because of a Trump victory.
Leaving the country because your candidate did not win. You were quite literally doing the same thing that immigrants are doing from other countries to come here to take money, to take jobs. You're literally doing that to other countries, and it doesn't make any sense, one. And two, if you leave the country, you were never patriotic to begin with. Okay, I would not leave because Kamala Harris won. Yes, things would get probably maybe worse. Just my own opinion. I don't know. Like maybe grocery prices will go higher or something like that. But I am not going to full on leave the country unless like there's literally something like if I run a business and they outlaw like freaking selling stamps or something like that, or you have to have a certain license, you have to pay the so and so much to sell those stamps. Maybe I would go to a different country so I could sell those stamps, maybe at a little bit of a cheaper price so I can make more money off of it, because that's my main business, that's my main point of living. But to say that you are leaving because he doesn't agree on your ideals as like an idyllic situation is ridiculous. That's stupid.
Alec Baldwin will be.
It doesn't affect their business.
Chrissy Teigen, Rob Reiner, Barbara Streisand, Cher, Nancy Pelosi.
Ah, interesting. Didn't Alec Baldwin shoot somebody?
Megan Rapinoe, Tom Hanks, Amy Schumer, AOC, Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Bill
Wasn't
Gates,
Tom Hanks on the list of... Yeah, man.
Madonna, Mark Ruffalo, Kim Kardashian, Bruce Springsteen, George Clooney, Hunter Biden, Oprah, Robert De Niro, Samuel...
Interesting. Hunter Biden. Brother, we don't care if you leave, man. You did some shady shit, and you got caught.
Cyrus, Travis Kelce, Bobby Altov,
Travis Kelce, you are in the NFL. You are not leaving. We know you're not leaving. You're going to be stuck in the U.S. playing football anyways.
Stormy Daniels,
Stupidest shit I've ever
Fauci,
seen.
George Soros, Diddy, Eminem, Ellen DeGeneres, Sean Penn, Sharon Stone, Ashley Judd, Tommy Lee, Bryan Cranston, Billy Joe Armstrong.
Diddy, you ain't leaving nowhere. You are in prison now. Like, some of this list makes no sense, man.
Are they headed out, y'all? I doubt it. I doubt it. This is something they do every election.
This is what they're saying, yeah.
If the fascist wins, I'm getting out of here. I can't dare to live in this country.
And then they're back a couple or like a year later, and they're like, oh, here's my big-ass mansion, and I'm making a bunch of money over here, so I'm not leaving. Why would I leave?
And a candidate that's been largely fueled by celebrity. And the celebrities just crash out on the other end. And I think this is only a sign to the American people, maybe even to Western culture, how insignificant celebrities have actually become, at least in our like American zeitgeist, I guess. That I
just say a lot more people are less like, they're not really paying attention to them because they just see them as someone who like thinks that they're above them because they have more money, popularity. Which is stupid because it should be based on values of the person, not on your status as a person.
To make you feel a certain way, and they tried to do the same with this campaign, and it just didn't work. And now they're crashing out all over social media.
And this is why Trump winning the popular vote is so huge, because you had dozens and dozens, like every celebrity you could basically think of came out the woodwork to be supporting.
And people were still like, hell no, I ain't listening to you.
The popular vote in the face of that just underscores the reality that they are out of touch. They are out of sync with the common American the common American, and
Yeah.
the rejection of Kamala Harris is a
I can see that
repudiation
100%.
of the American.
I mean, if you
elite.
look at the
So
electoral
well done
map,
to
you can
them.
literally
Also,
see all
some
the
specific
counties are
last
mainly
reminders
red
that
throughout
wasn't
the
just
U.S.
Ditty list that
for the
was
most part.
written.
Right. We need to check back in on them because it might just be just the Diddy list. To be honest, you know, Danica Patrick was
Okay,
not.
well, obviously we don't know that. We don't know that. Nobody knows that. So all allegations there until we find out who was on the Diddy list. Long story short, this is pretty wild when it comes to celebrity takes and stuff like that, because all the celebrities were just, you know, especially Cardi B, like you shouldn't wish that on people, man. You shouldn't wish like horrible things on people over an election like that. You shouldn't. You know, just because somebody thinks differently than you. I always say this in every single video, boys, I do related to this. Free thinking. It's good to have other people's opinions, and it's okay to be more than one-dimensional. You know why? Because other people's opinions can improve your opinions, or they can also, you know, improve your perspective on things and give you more perspective on things. Instead of you just being one-dimensional and be like, I am always right. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to, well, not only just be wrong, but to gain a new perspective on something, not necessarily be wrong, but be like, okay, I can see it from your side. Or even, maybe even flip sides, I don't know, because you eventually talk to someone who convinces you, or they talk to you and they make you realize like, hey, maybe I was wrong about this. I don't know. Anyways, boys, that's pretty much going to do it for this. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to drop a like and sub, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later, boys.